You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never...
A giant wall of solid granite, big enough for multiple carved portraits, each up to 6 stories tall. There was, he declared, no piece of granite comparable to it in the United States. He also thought that a national...
In all your splendor, know only my heart. Call back my rose, rose of San Antonio.
December 7th, 1941, a date which will live in infamy.
This event single-handedly spurred the United States into joining World War II.
They will be learning more about the attack on Pearl Harbor. The Japanese attack on Pearl Harbor was the culmination of 2 decades of friction that existed between those countries.
And the United States. Following Japan's defeat in 1945, the Soviet Union occupied the communist wing of the Korean resistance, all of the land north of the 38th parallel, while the United States occupied Korea south of the line.
By the early 50s, segregation was frayed by the war and torn in spots where the court had acted. The white primary was outlawed. Housing covenants outlawed. Some graduate and law schools were forced to admit blacks. But the court was aware that the big fight was still to come. The schools, K through 12, white children and black. On May 17th, 1954, there were signs. Some of the justices' wives showed up. Some clerks were tipped off. Then reporters rushed the courtroom.
Just as long as you stand by me. So darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, yes, wait a minute, Mr. Postman. Wait, hey, miss.
Good evening, my fellow Americans. 10 days ago, in my report to the nation on Vietnam, I announced the decision to withdraw an additional 150,000 Americans from Vietnam over the next year. I said...
Foot-long sandwiches are made right before your eyes, the way you want them. A variety of fresh and delicious ingredients. If you're really hungry, nothing beats a Subway.
When you're hungry, make tracks for Subway. When you're hungry, Subway. Subway.
Hardee's Charbroil, the taste that brings you back.
Today marks my first State of the Union address to you, a constitutional duty as old as our republic itself. President Washington began this tradition in 1790 after reminding the nation that the destiny of self-government...
Isaac Newton unraveled the mysteries of gravity, but could he have unraveled the mysteries of Rubik's Cube? 3 weeks ago, Judge Smith retired to her chambers with Exhibit A, Rubik's Cube. She hasn't been seen since. Warning, once you get your hands on Rubik's Cube, you may never be able to put it down. Rubik's Cube, over 3 billion combinations, but just one solution.
Fires in their eyes and their words are really clear, so beat it. I wanna be the very best, like no one ever was.
80 miles above the Earth, it can produce sharper images than can telescopes on the surface.
You can get a group of friends and just lock yourself up in a little room and just chat to them. You never leave your couch, but you talk to people over the internet and over networks. Instead of having real friends, does that mean you have to get up? You'd have virtual friends, but they'll have your friend's spirit in them.
1, 2, 3, my baby don't mess around because she loves me so, and this I know for sure. But does she really wanna, but can't stand to see me walk out the door?
I think I'll
did it again. I made you believe we're more than just friends.
My parents shared not only an impossible love, they shared an abiding faith in the possibilities of this nation. I stand here knowing that my story is part of the larger American story, that I owe a debt to all of those who came before me, and that in no other country on earth is my story